to make today is a tree. You may associate it with a Christmas tree or just a festivity tree. And it is made up out of, these are the tools that you would use. You have a speed square, got a nice little handsaw, cordless drill with a 3/8 inch bit, pen and pencil for marking, a couple of clamps in the background. We have some 3/8 inch dowel and 8 feet of 1 inch by 2 inch and a piece of 2x4. And of course the tape measure, and you can use either metric or imperial, it's your choice. We're going to start off by marking off our 1x2, and the 1x2 are going to be the branches. With a tape measure, you're going to mark in pairs. So we've got 2 1-inch pieces on top, we have 2 2-inch pieces next, then we have 2 3-inch pieces, and so on all the way through to 2 9-inch pieces. Next step is to mark out where the holes are going to be drilled for the trunk of the tree. We're going to go to the halfway point of each segment. Then we eyeball where the center hole would be. When we have everything the way we want it, we'll darken in with a felt pen. And what I recommend is that the teacher makes up 2 measuring sticks that the students, elementary students, can then transfer the lines over. To transfer the lines, the student would just bring the pieces together, make sure they're flush, take the speed square, transfer their lines and their marks. Next step is to drill the holes. Drilling the holes could be done on the table, but it is easier to do it on the floor, and drill the holes prior to cutting the pieces, and that way you don't have to worry about holding very small pieces. Have students drill the holes with a cordless drill and get them to stand on their piece of wood. Have the drill perpendicular. You may have a student looking from the other side to make sure the student is drilling vertically. With the handsaw, you can teach the students how to cut. If you want to, you could have them with both hands on and another student holding down their strip. Or if the student is comfortable, they can hold the piece of wood with one hand. You draw the saw in the backward stroke and then cut by pushing. Cut right on the line. Have them slow down at the end, have a nice smooth cut. If students have a hard time holding their material, then if you have fast-acting clamps which slide different heights, and they could bring it in place, slide it down, and then tighten it up. And that will give it a little bit of security. If one clamp causes the material to move around too much, then, because it will sometimes pivot, put a second clamp on. Have students measure the base for their tree, which would be 4 inches. Also have them measure half the length, half the width, and make their X mark. And that way they know where to put the point of the drill bit to drill the hole. Once again, allow them to stand on the floor and ask them not to go all the way through. Have them saw their base. Measure 16 inches of a 3/8 inch dowel. Most likely you'll have one student holding while the other student is sawing. We have all of our pieces of our tree laid out. Branches, trunk, base. Next step is, I would recommend that each student puts their name somewhere on their piece. Every piece. You may even want them to do this prior to cutting the pieces. Some sandpaper. They should have a sanding block. And as you can see, there's rough edges everywhere. Just a light bit of sanding. And we have our trunk. Then we could take our piece, sand a chamfer on it. I actually like to start with a small block on the bottom. Start stacking your pieces. They could stack them however they want. Pieces fit on. The nicer the sanding, the easier they go together. And then you have a finished tree that can be easily decorated, painted up, artistic, wood burning, painting. And the nice thing is that at the end of the season, the whole tree can be packed away till next season.